There's a very common misconception that many people have held for years. They look at someone who is extremely disciplined, wakes up early every day, exercises regularly, works according to schedule, controls their emotions well, and conclude, that person was born that way. That person has a stronger will than me. I don't have a talent for discipline. But that's a false belief. From the perspective of modern psychology and even ancient Stoic philosophy, discipline isn't a gift from birth. It's like muscles. And muscles can be trained. No one walks into the gym the first time and can lift heavy weights. No one starts with a toned physique. Everything begins with weakness. Discipline is no different. Initially, you'll feel uncomfortable doing things you don't like. You'll want to procrastinate. I want to rest for another 5 minutes. I want to watch a few more videos. I want to start tomorrow. That doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you're human. Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, you have control over your mind, not over external events. But to truly control your mind requires practice. No one is born capable of doing that. Modern humans live in an environment designed to weaken us. Everything is optimized for instant convenience, fast food, short videos, constant notification, TikTok, Instagram. Dopamine is pumped into the brain almost immediately. Bored. Swipe. Sad, eat. Tired. Lie down. Don't want to think. Watch again. The brain loves that. Because the brain isn't designed to seek growth. The brain is designed to conserve energy. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. Our ancestors lived in harsh environments. Food was scarce. Danger was ever present. So the brain learned to prioritize safety, energy, conservation, and quick rewards. Today, the world has changed. But the primitive brain remains. That's why you know you should exercise, but still don't want to get up. You know you should read, but you open your phone instead. You know you should go to bed early, but you watch more videos instead. This isn't because you're stupid. It's not because you're a failure. It's because your brain is doing its original job. The problem is, if you always follow that primitive mindset, life won't progress. Stoicism teaches that excessive comfort weakens the spirit. Deliberate difficulty creates strength. Think of life as a video game. Every character who wants to become stronger must overcome challenges. No one levels up by just standing still. No one gets stronger by always choosing the easiest tasks. Discipline is the same. Every time you do something you don't want to do, you're leveling up. Every time you get up even though you want to sleep more, you level up. Every time you turn off your phone to concentrate, you level up. Every time you control your anger, you level up. Every time you exercise, even though you're tired, you level up. Interestingly, most people look at discomfort and think, this is a sign I'm not a good fit. But in reality, discomfort is a sign you're growing. Stoicism doesn't teach us to run away from inconvenience. Stoicism teaches us to face it. Epictetus once emphasized, difficulties reveal our true selves. Because when things are easy, everyone can appear strong. But when discomfort arises, the true nature is revealed. Modern neuropsychology calls this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change through repetitive behavior. Simply put, your brain isn't fixed. It's reprogrammed every day. If you consistently choose the easy, your brain will get used to the easy. If you consistently procrastinate, your brain will learn to procrastinate. If you consistently avoid unpleasant things, your brain will default to avoiding them. But the reverse is also true. If you consistently do difficult things, your brain adapts. If you tolerate a little more discomfort, your brain becomes stronger. If you practice self-control, your brain builds new neural pathways. That's why something that used to be so difficult becomes normal after a few months. Not because life is easier, but because you are stronger. This is a very powerful truth. You are not stuck with your current version of yourself. If you realize here that the problem was never that you were weak, but that you hadn't trained properly, please take 2 seconds to subscribe and comment one word, discipline. That will be your first commitment to yourself. The biggest mistake many people make is trying to change their entire life in just one day. First day's resolution: tomorrow I'll wake up at 5 a.m. I'll go to the gym for 2 hours. I'll read 100 pages of a book. I'll not eat sweets. I'll not use my phone. I'll study continuously for 12 hours. I'll write a future plan. I'll meditate. I'll drink 3 liters of water. After 2 days, I collapse. And then I conclude, I lack discipline. No. You're just using the wrong strategy. No one builds a building by jumping straight to the 20th floor. Stoicism isn't about emotional outbursts. It's about stability, repetition, persistence. True discipline isn't noisy. It's very ordinary, very small, very boring, but extremely effective. If you want to be stronger, start small, very small. Make your bed every morning. Wash the dishes immediately after eating. Clean your desk. Take out the trash on time. Fold your clothes. Mop the floor. Take a 10-minute walk. Read 5 pages of a book, not because these things themselves change your life, but because they change the person living that life. Most people underestimate the power of small actions. They think, what does making your bed have to do with success? It has a lot to do. Because the problem isn't the bed, the problem is consistency. Do you keep your word to yourself? Do you do what needs to be done, even when no one is watching? Do you act when you lack motivation? That's the real test. The way you do small things reflects the way you do big things. This is a principle many people refuse to accept. If you can't handle simple things, it's hard to sustain complex tasks. If you can't clean a room, how can you manage a business? If you can't control your sleep schedule, how can you control long-term goals? If you can't complete the small things you promised yourself, why do you believe you can do big things? This isn't meant to be a criticism, but to awaken you. Stoicism always begins with self-observation. No blaming. No justification. Just look at the facts. And the facts are, character is formed in small moments, not in inspirational speeches, not in moments of heightened emotion, but in the very ordinary choices of each day. Discipline isn't created in one big decision. It's created through repetition, day after day, month after month, year after year. Initially, what's difficult will be met with resistance. The brain protests. Emotions resist. You feel tired. You feel annoyed. You feel like giving up. But if you continue, something strange will happen. What was once difficult begins to become familiar. What once required willpower begins to become automatic. What once caused annoyance begins to become normal. That's when habits form. Finally, understand one very important thing. Discipline isn't self-punishment. It's self-liberation. People without discipline think they're free. But in reality, they're being controlled by their emotions, because of dopamine, because of laziness, because of unconscious habits. Disciplined people are different. They have true freedom. Freedom to control themselves. Freedom to choose their reactions. Freedom to build their lives as they wish. In the spirit of Stoicism, the greatest victory is not winning against others, but winning against oneself. If today you feel you lack discipline, don't condemn yourself. Discipline is not an identity. It is a skill, and skills can be honed. Start with one small thing today. Just one thing. If this video hits the mark with what you've been looking for, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. I'm starting today, because the moment you stop waiting for motivation and start taking action, that's when your new self is born.